Dear Dhamma, brothers and sisters, may I also pay respects to Tan Ajahn together.
So you want to leave, huh?
No, I was going to leave as per the plan.
What?
We were supposed to be here for 2 weeks. So by the end of this month, I'm planning to leave.
No stamina.
No, I'm at this point in time, I'm just going to different places.
What?
But I've come here for 2 months to visit to different monasteries and then finally decide and come back.
Oh, okay.
So.
And don't forget to go to Ajahn monastery.
Yes.
What is the name of the Malaysian? What is your name?
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah.
And the other Indians are staying, or are they going also?
Not immediately.
What?
Not immediately.
Not immediately. This is so difficult, huh? Practice here. Yeah, I understand it. There's nothing else to do than practicing, huh? Except when we're building some caves. Or fixing our kuti. Or finding this or that, yeah. It's all kilesa work. And the other Indian?
It depends on the visa extension. If I get extension, then I will stay. I want to stay.
You'll probably get an extension. It should be so difficult. So, how many people are online?
I think 25 people.
And is it Sani or Sani?
Yeah.
It's you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ajahn.
How is your father doing?
Yeah, I think he's recovering, but he's taking some time to get back to his normal self. He's still in hospital. Yeah.
He's still in hospital?
Yeah, still for rehab. They call it rehabilitation. Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's 71. 71 years old. Yeah.
Okay, so where are the questions?
Okay, so you open up for live Q&A first.
Yeah, so I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, first have the live questions, and if you run out of live questions, then
Okay. Yeah. So anyone who likes to ask questions, you can raise your hand in Zoom, and then we'll unmute you to ask the question. Anyone would like to start off by asking the first question? And then I think they're all quite shy to ask.
Why? I mean, if you're too shy to ask, then send your questions in beforehand.
Anyone? Maybe I got one question, Johnny. Okay, yeah. Right. So, Ajahn, I've been reading Ajahn Sutrap's biography, and I think I was reminded about how strict the practice was at Wapabanta. So, given that the practice is so strict over there, what kind of standards did he set for lay people to practice? But was it also quite strict, or how do you think it would be compared to what life was at Wapabanta?
What do you mean, compared to here, to Wat Phu Khongtong, or?
Oh, I know, just like, because I saw that the practice was very strict at Wat Phu Khongtong. So what were his standards for lay people when lay people asked for advice from Longta?
There was hardly any lay people asking advice from Longta. I mean, sometimes, when he was around at the coffee break, then some of the lay people were asking for advice. But because there were so many people, I mean, he received so many guests, yeah. I mean, if there were guests, who came, from abroad, or from far away, then he received them at his kuti, or when there more than a few, you know, he received them in the sala, yeah. They could ask some questions, but most of the time they just listened to his talks. But the practice for lay people in Bantat was not so much different, yeah, than from monks. The only difference was that Lungta Mahabodh did not look so closely on the lay people like he did look at his monks. He didn't feel that responsible for lay people. So they had a little bit more freedom. Yeah. Does it answer the question?
Yes, thank you, Ajahn. Anyone else? If not, maybe I can start reading off the questions that were submitted beforehand.
Yeah, I have a question for Linda and Seng.
Okay.
When are you coming?
Sawadika, Linda, and I wish you good health. Yeah. Now Brunei just open, and we are still waiting, see, because a lot of things we don't understand what to do. See, I mean, like the procedure, and I think now it's not very safe to travel.
Yes, it is safe. Yeah, you're afraid of COVID, or? I mean, you listen too much. You listen too much to what your government is telling you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Linda should know better. Yeah? She can do some research. Yeah. At the moment, it is Omicron. Yeah, and it is not more than a normal cold. Yeah, and every year we have a cold, so it is safe to travel. And it's much better to be in Thailand than in Brunei. Yeah?
I need to take a booster jab before I can go out.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, you had your vaccination. You have two jabs
already, but they won't allow us to go out without booster.
No.
Yeah. I haven't got that yet.
Yeah. Well, do it and come here, yeah. Then here you don't have to take booster shots. I mean, I just heard, you know. I mean, last week I heard, you know, in Wat Papantat, you know, the what is the abbot, yeah, Ajahn Suttam. He had 4 shots and still got COVID. So it doesn't help, yeah. I mean, and Linda should know, you know. I mean, it is not really a vaccine. It's a what is it? Gene manipulation, yeah, something like that.
That's right.
So it's not a vaccine.
That's why we don't like the vaccine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, get Omicron, you know, and then you are much better protected than anything else. And now it is not. Now it is very easy, yeah. I mean, it's just a cold, a common cold. Anyway, so I mean, hurry up, yeah.
No, when we talk to you, we have to speak the truth. So we cannot make any promise. The truth. Otherwise, I got headache. So the truth is, we are not ready to travel now.
What is the truth? You have no ready?
No, the truth is, we are not ready to travel yet because I don't think we are not ready yet.
You have to die first, you know, before you're ready?
because you know, when I talk to you, I have to be 100% sure, see, the truth. And then I cannot.
Yes,
cannot tell me what
I don't.
I cannot tell
I
yes.
Linda, is he afraid, huh?
No comment.
Then where's your practice? You know, you should practice at least 6 hours, 8 hours a day, huh? And Buddha, and don't think, yeah? And especially, don't watch any news or don't read any newspaper. Huh? Yeah.
But I'm very happy to see you now.
I'm very happy to scold you, yeah?
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I give permission to Linda to scold you, yeah, when you're afraid of COVID.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you again very much. I think you need to scold my Kalisa.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm always only scolding Kilesa. I'm never scolding the person.
Acting like the Thai word say, qua tai, hong qua tai, hong qua tai, scared to die.
Oh, yeah. Gua.
Qua tai, qua tai.
If we are born, every one of us dies. Huh?
I know. But I
And we
really
die.
practice.
Yeah, and we die because of our karma.
Yes.
Yes. Huh, Linda? Huh? Yeah. I mean, take a hammer and a nail and, really get it into his head. We only die because of our karma.
Yes.
If it is our karma to have a heart attack or to have a stroke or to have cancer, this is our karma. And there's nothing that we can prevent it from coming. And we cannot prevent death from coming. Yeah. But if we are afraid, of dying, we shouldn't be born. Huh?
Afraid of not having practice enough.
Yeah. So how many hours do you practice?
Depends. Varies from time to time. See, sometimes quite a number of hours, sometimes less. I cannot tell the fixed number because I cannot rise.
About. If I say about.
I used to practice quite hard. Maybe about 7 hours. Then as I keep going, I see no progress. It becomes 6 hours. Then more and more, another year pass, it becomes 5 hours. And
3 hours, 2 hours. The more you progress, the more you should practice.
Because I reach a point where I cannot go already. It's always back to the same point in my meditation.
Then
it's the same point when I asked my question 4 years ago. I'm now still on the same point.
What is the point?
Remember I told you about Apana Samadhi?
Yeah.
And when we meditate until the mind is very calm, the breath is very subtle.
Yeah.
Then I can observe that the breath actually stops, but it doesn't stop long. I want it to stop long, but just gone again.
Because you want. You don't observe what is going on. Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's not so important, even if it stops, then after your meditation you go into investigation. Yeah?
Yes.
You don't have to go into Apana Samadhi. It is useful, but if you can't, it's, yeah, then leave it aside.
I just want to try one time.
Okay. I give you a recipe. Sit for 12 hours without moving.
I cannot do that.
That's why you don't get into.
And then one time, I was almost gone blind. I know it's some strange feeling, but it doesn't last. I'm back again.
It really depends on. There is not a strange feeling, yeah? When you go into Apana Samadhi, all what you know is, you go in and then you come out. These are the 2 points that you remember. But when you look at your watch or when you look at the clock, hours or even days can have passed by.
There were no such experience. I cannot give you the good news. That's why I cannot pay you.
This is, I mean, Apana Samadhi is not the good news. To cut down the fetters, to cut down your kilesas is the good news. Yeah? And if there is still so much fear, yeah, then you have not worked on your kilesas.
Yeah, because I have been spending a lot of time on samatha meditation for these few years when I met you. I have been practicing samatha. Now I want to ask you, because you mentioned that samatha is samatha, investigation is investigation. You don't mix, right? And then he said, if a person has the ability to stay in samadhi for at least 15 minutes, then he can go into investigation.
Yeah.
So now my question to you is, I don't look at my clock all the time when I meditate. So if I just sit down, I'm doing samatha meditation, then when I find my mind is very calm, everything is very clear, can I switch over to investigation?
But first you stop the samatha meditation.
Yeah. You know, once I switch over, it will be completely investigation.
Yeah, I mean, no, you really have to make a break so that you don't automatically go into investigation.
Okay.
And so you're open. Yeah, you get out of samadhi slowly. Slowly by starting to think again, and then opening your eyes, realizing where you are, and then you make a determination. Now for the next hour I do investigation. Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought when the mind is very calm, this is the time to.
Yes. Yeah. But then you have to stop the samatha first.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. We don't have to look at the clock, right? I don't have to keep the.
But you have a feeling, yeah. You do know. I mean, when you're in samadhi, you know. I mean, if your mind is calm for long enough, you know, so it can concentrate on the objects, yeah.
Yeah. But I find that whenever I finish my meditation, I can cook better.
Cook better.
No idea. Cook better.
Yeah.
Cook better food.
Yeah. Yeah, Linda enjoys it.
Okay, Rumpo, since I'm on this topic again, can I push on to my question? Because I wrote the question to Changi, but now instead of him reading, now I'm asking. Is it okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is this. I have seen many cases. Old people, before they enter the hospital, they are still alive. But when they enter the hospital, they are unconscious.
They are what?
The doctor.
They are what?
Before they enter the hospital, I have seen old people. They are sick.
Yeah.
Then they go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Then they enter the hospital. After the doctor treat them, they become unconscious. Then they drag on a bed and then live on life supporting machine.
Yeah.
He is not conscious, but they feed him with automatic.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is machine.
Yeah.
And then the medical bill is very high.
Yeah.
By the thousand. And then the people who are supporting him is very hard time just to pay the bill. The hospital is happy because
of course.
the bill is paid, machine gone, no problem, and then the heart still pumping. So now my question is that, can the person who make decision decide whether to switch on the machine or because the doctor will not do it? They will push the problem to the family people, see. That you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
So if the family people want to continue, maybe they go bankrupt, then no money to survive. But if they want to make a decision, they want to say, okay, this guy is not responding, not coming back. Can we ask the doctor to turn off the machine? Now, if that is the case, will that be amounting to murder?
No.
So they don't have to feel guilty that now I'm turning out the machine.
But
this man died.
the best thing is, to ask the person before he goes into a hospital, if he wants to. If that person says no, don't switch on the machines, then just don't switch on the machines.
Yeah. So, okay, say for example now, question number 2. When the person, he knows the story, he is experienced. So when he enters the hospital, he tell the family people, look, if I happen to become a vegetable, can you please stop paying and then let me go? See?
Yeah.
Now, when the person says this, is he committing suicide?
No. I mean, he's not killing himself, I mean, people think, just because you're on the machine that you're still alive. Without the machine, he would be dead. So, that would be natural death. So he's not committing suicide. I don't even want to go to the hospital when I'm sick.
Yeah, no. I think it's better to die naturally in the house, right? No so many machines. Plugging here and there, see?
It's only the hospitals and the pharma industry and the medical industry, that earns all this money. Just just look at COVID. How much millions or billions they raked in.
I have seen my friend, they paid a lot of money just to maintain on the hospital, drag on day after day.
It also depends, on the family, Even when the person says, I don't want to be on the life support, and then the family, still cannot let go of him, then they will put him on life support, even if he said, I don't wish to be on life support, And then, of course, they have to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, every person has the hope that, that he will regain consciousness. Yes, it does happen in some of the cases, But most of the time it doesn't happen. And it is not murder, Neither the family murders him, because without the life support he would die anyway, It's not an active killing like the active killing that is done by injecting something. That is active killing. And if he says to the doctor to give me this injection, then it is suicide, You understand that? A life-supporting machine, to put it on or to put it not on, is neither murder nor suicide,
Because I'm sure the person is very unhappy. He is put on the machine, but he cannot talk. So nobody can understand him, see? And then he will be very miserable to be on the machine for day in and day
He's
out.
not even in this body. He's gone.
I see. I see. But
he sees that he cannot use the body, so, he will leave the body. And then it is just a body on a life-supporting machine without somebody sitting inside the car,
Yes. Because we have no wisdom, so we thought that if I switch off the machine, I'm killing him. So that's why I cannot switch off. So keep on paying the bill, keep on going on. See, that is the problem.
Yes, that's how people think, but it's not, before, 30 years ago there were no life-supporting machines, so people died.
For example, like the case of my mother, she knew she was sick, and then she don't want to go to hospital. She did not want to go to hospital. She said she just want to pay up the sickness and then die at home. I think that is a good policy, right?
Yeah, of course. Let the people make their own decision what they want to do,
Yeah. Because I know that we are not supposed to attach to the body, but then we need the body to practice. So
but you cannot practice in a vegetable state. You cannot practice when you are unconscious.
Yeah. So that means the best way is when we are grown old and we are sick, we better avoid the doctor. We just stay at home and die, prepare to die naturally.
I mean, that really depends on the person, yeah? Yes, for us as practitioner, of course, it would be best, yeah?
Yeah. Just investigate the pain, investigate the body, and then until we die, right?
Unless you have a sickness that can be cured. Yeah? If a sickness can be cured, I mean, why shouldn't you go to the hospital? Yeah? If you have a stroke and you know, and then the doctor, you know, sucks out the blood, you know, and then you can regain consciousness, or at least, you know, sometimes only partial, yeah? Partial, you know, I mean, your body is partially, you know, what is it, inhabited? Yeah, I mean, that is okay, yeah. I mean, I didn't say don't go to the hospital, yeah. That is wrong understanding. No, I mean, if you're old and you know it is about time to die, you know, then don't go to the hospital, yeah.
Yes, because I know I'm old. That's why I'm counting the time.
You don't like cold?
Yes. What do you say, Lupo? I beg your pardon?
What did you say? I didn't understand you.
No, I say I know I am old.
Yeah.
OLD.
Yeah.
That's why very often I count the time, how much left.
Yeah, use the time. You don't practice 10 hours a day. So what are you doing in the other 14 hours? If you only practice 6 hours, what are you doing in 18 hours, huh?
I know.
I know.
No, I understand the logic, but sometimes it's really tiring. The Kalisa don't want to practice. You sit there, you just play.
I mean, there's a very simple way. If the Kilesas don't like to practice, tell him, go and play, and I practice. Yeah, that's what I did quite often. Yeah? I said, the Kilesas were tired and said, okay, go and sleep, you know, and leave me alone, and I practice. And then I practiced. Yeah? And the Kilesas went to sleep.
And one of the times that this logic can be used is when I cannot sleep, like maybe having some insomnia problem. Then I tell myself, good, now I can practice the whole night because since you don't want to sleep, I practice. Immediately I'm gone. So I sleep.
It's always the same. Yeah? The moment you start to practice, you fall asleep. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes I thought I practiced very well, but Linda took a photo. Myself is like that, almost touching the floor. See, my body is like that. And I thought I was practicing well, and I didn't even know. And then she took a photograph to show me. Now this is what is your practice.
Well, you know it, yeah. When you come out of the practice and you feel pain in the head muscles or in the neck muscles, you know, then you know you have practice. Yeah. But if you feel awake, yeah, then you have practice. Yeah. If you feel tired, you have not practiced. Yeah.
Yeah. If I come out of the practice, I feel like someone's smashing my head, then I know I'm not practicing. Because I carry a big stone on my head. How can that be practiced?
Practice is trying. Okay, so now, yeah. So your questions are answered, or now?
I think I have asked my question already.
Okay.
And one before I finish this, if I speak anything not the truth, please forgive me because I don't know what
Putto. Linda, tell him Putto. Whenever he comes with doubt, you know, Putto. Huh? It's still the same problem, yeah? Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Ugo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seng, Linda. So there's a one hand raised from Kelvin. So Kelvin, you want to read it?
What?
Hi, Ajahn.
Yeah?
Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Yes. Okay, just check with Ajahn, because now the border is open. Is Ajahn convenient to travel abroad, like to Singapore?
I would have to look into that. Because I'm not vaccinated. So as long as the airlines require vaccination, yeah, I mean within Thailand they don't require it anymore.
So I think.
But I don't know about the airlines if they still require vaccination, yeah. I mean I would have to ask, yeah. But the moment it is up, maybe in 2 months, I mean everybody forgets about, the COVID, and everybody's concerned about the coming war, or the war, the extending war, yeah, then I can fly, yeah.
Okay, waiting for you, Ajahn.
Yeah, I haven't been to Singapore for a while, huh? It used to be, is it still a prison, or you can go out now?
Yeah, I imagine, now we can travel out and come back without any checks, I think. Yeah.
But you have to be boosted, or?
Yeah, you have to be fully vaccinated in order to travel. Yeah. Otherwise, there will be quite a few measures, like you'll be quarantined or something like that. And you have to do tests when you come.
Yeah. Let's see, I mean, hopefully it drops, within the next few months, yeah. I mean, did you hear it? In the States, one judge said, I mean, it is against the law, to force people to have a mask on. Yeah? And when they said that in the airplanes, the people were clapping, yeah, and were ripping off their mask, and oh wow, that's so nice, yeah. But probably in Singapore, you still have to wear a mask when you go out, or? Sunny?
Yeah. If you are in outdoors, you don't need to. Only when you are indoors, like air-conditioned environment, then you have to. Yeah.
Oh.
So you still have to bring your mask around when you go out.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it is so, we live here in nature, I mean, it's so free. Why don't you come? When you can travel, why don't you come to Wat Phu Khongtong, huh?
Yeah, it's very hot now.
No, it's not hot.
It's not
this
hot.
year it is cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it has rained all the time, I mean, it wasn't really that hot, yeah.
Okay, I'll come over soon.
Yeah, I mean, you can come in May, May or June, yeah. I mean, it's okay. But let's see, I mean, at the moment, the restrictions are minimal, yeah, then I come, yeah. I can also, is somebody there from Indonesia or Malaysia? No. Hendrik is not on, or?
No, Hendrik is not on today.
So it's only Singapore today?
Yeah, I think there are some Malaysians. Yeah.
Yeah, Brunei. Well, half Brunei, because Malaysia, huh? Okay, so. Yeah.
Actually, I cannot breathe very well with a mask. I cannot breathe very well with a mask.
Yeah, nor do I. I cannot breathe, yeah, that's why I normally don't wear a mask, yeah. And if I have to wear a mask, maybe for 10 minutes or 15 minutes when I go in a shop, and then the moment I go out, yeah, then I don't wear it. And that's why most of the time we didn't even wear masks on Pindabat, yeah. Only when they really said you should wear a mask, yeah, and then we did it.
Yeah. Most of the time I also pull down until here. Cover the mouth here.
Of course. Under the nose, so that you can breathe through the nose. Okay, so let's go. Let's get back to the questions. Yeah.
the question that was submitted.
Yeah?
Okay. So first question from Kevin Lee.
You don't have to you don't have to mention the name, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. Dear Ajahn, I work as a psychologist, so I listen to people's thoughts which cause them suffering, and I try to provide support for them by listening, giving them an explanation, or giving them advice. I'm curious whether this will influence my own sankharas, hence affecting my practice. Hope you can advise me on how to protect my mind on this job. Thank you, Ajahn.
It will affect you, you know, when you listen to other people's thoughts, yeah? And it will affect you, especially if you give advice, yeah? If you just listen, yeah, and carefully, and if you listen with your heart and not with your mind, then it won't affect you that much. But the moment you give advice to other people, this will affect your thinking. Because you think something up, you know, what is good for others, yeah? Most of the people don't do what they tell others to do, you know? So it does affect, yeah? I mean, he has to practice. I mean, if he listens, yeah? If he listens with his heart to what the people say, he will truly understand what their problem is, yeah? And he doesn't have to answer to their questions or to what they're saying, but he answers to their heart. Yeah? But it's not easy, you know, you have to do a lot of practice to be able to listen to the heart. Yeah? Because most people listen to what they speak, you know. They listen with their mind to what other people say. Yeah? They don't listen with their heart to what other people say. So it will affect him. Yeah? But if he does it, you know, if he practices a lot and starts to listen with his heart, yeah, then also the advice is coming from the heart, and then, yeah, it doesn't affect his practice. You know, it actually helps his practice. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Next question. A woman met a divorced man and they lived together for years. A few months before their wedding, the man confessed that although he has separated from his wife, they have not legally divorced yet. So does it mean that the woman has committed adultery even though she thought the man was already divorced?
No, the woman doesn't have, the woman did not, if she really did not know, yeah, she didn't commit adultery, but he did. The man did. Yeah.
Okay.
If she knows or if she is suspicious that he still has not divorced, yeah, then she commits, yeah, some minor, yeah. But he is the one who is guilty. Yeah. Okay, next question.
Next question. If a wife due to illness allows her husband to seek prostitute, does the husband break precept of committing adultery? Does the wife commit any wrongdoing by giving permission?
No, I don't see any reason, yeah. I don't see any wrongdoing. Yeah. But she has to, you know, the wife, you know, or the husband who is sick, you know, really it has to come from his heart, you know. I said, okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Go to prostitutes or you find a temporary lover. If she feels pressured, then there's a part, yeah. Then there's a part of fault in it, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next question. I recently did a silent meditation retreat and afterwards felt a lot of anger which surprised me. Can Ajahn please explain if this is due to the defilements, personal karma or something else? Thank you.
I mean, that is extremely difficult to say, yeah? I don't know what, you know, if she did a silent retreat, yeah, I mean, what kind of thoughts came up during the silent retreat? Yeah, I mean, because they gave rise to the anger, yeah, or she got somewhere in his heart at a difficult place that gave rise to the anger, or she saw something. I mean, very difficult to say. It has nothing to do with the silent retreat, yeah. It has all to do, you know, what kind of thoughts, what kind of memories came up during the retreat, or shortly after the retreat, yeah. That are the ones that give rise to anger, yeah. Maybe she was unhappy about herself, that she didn't continue the retreat, or that she didn't ordain as a mechi or as a monk, yeah. I don't know, yeah. So I mean, I cannot answer this question. I mean, she has to look at her thoughts and memories that were going on, yeah, that give rise, you know, and then she has the answer, that give rise to the anger. No? No, my chief? Lay people? Anger is there so easily. Yeah? I mean, sometimes, you know, sometimes if we do, but if she went to a silent retreat, there was no investigation, body investigation. If we do body investigation, hate comes up because, you know, we see something that we don't want to see. And that is even in the world, you know, when we see something we don't want to see, we see it, you know, see a person that does something that we don't like, you know, anger comes up, yeah? And yeah, when we do our super practice, then anger comes up because we are looking at something that we don't want to see. Yeah? And then we have to deal with the anger. But I talk often about how to deal with anger, yeah? It's the same thing, it's a similar thing like how to deal with fear, or how to deal, the first thing, you know, how to deal with dukkha vedana, painful feelings. Yeah? Michi Wendy. Windy. Painful feelings. Yeah? They rise up all the time. Huh? And then we try to move, and then we try to move there, you know, and we try to evade the painful feeling instead of investigating them. Huh? We want to get rid of all these unpleasant things. Yeah? If we can't get rid of it, you know, we get angry, you know, or dissatisfied. Or sometimes, you know, what is it, torn child? Sometimes, you know, we get in doubt, you know, if this practice is the right thing, and so on and so on. All sorts of things happen. Okay, next question.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. Next question. As lay practitioners, is it enough to keep the precepts and practice as much as possible, or is there more we can do? Thank you.
I mean, how many precepts? Yeah. I mean, if you talk about the 5 precepts that is normally in the world, yeah, it's fine. You will come to a certain stage, yeah, but you will not come further on, yeah. I mean, as a lay person, if you live in a monastery, even as a lay person, and keep the 8 precepts, I mean, you can go further on, yeah. There are certain things, you know, that prohibit you, yeah, because you don't fence yourself off certain kinds of kilesas. Yeah? If you don't fence yourself off certain kinds of kilesas, you won't see them coming up. Yeah? So living as a lay person in your home, you know, where everything is comfortable, you don't see certain kilesas coming up, huh? And when they come up, then we have to move to another monastery. And then to the next, and then to the next, yeah? I mean, we always, just like we move away from pain when we do sitting meditation, we move away from this unpleasant experience that we have, yeah? When we don't feel so comfortable, I mean, we feel hungry and there's nothing to eat, there's no fridge around, you know, or we are not allowed to eat, you know, I mean, then we feel uncomfortable, yeah? And instead of dealing with this painful feeling, yeah, or with this unpleasant feeling, we look for another place, yeah? And in the first few days, it will be nice, and until the same thing comes up again, yeah? And then we look for the next place, huh? Remember the story of the Lord Buddha and Ananda, huh? We should go to another city where they don't call us whatever, camel heads or whatever, yeah? Or scumbags, huh? And then the Lord Buddha said, and if the next city they call you the same thing, yeah, where do you go? In the end, there is no place where you can go and escape yourself. Understood? So, next question.
Okay, yeah. That's all the questions that were submitted. Anyone else has questions?
The people don't practice that, so they don't have any questions, huh? You should practice, all of you, who are here, huh? And it is very important, especially, I mention it, especially now in this time. It is so important, to practice, to calm the mind down, yeah? And especially refrain from inputting so many information that is out there, yeah? Because that just worries the mind, and a worried mind doesn't get easily to rest, and a mind that doesn't easily get to rest worries even more or is afraid, yeah? And fear is never a good advisor, yeah? You have to understand that. Use the time, if you don't have to work, on weekends, use the time to practice a lot, yeah? If you have if you have a family and have to look after kids, yes, yeah, but even then you have time to look after yourself, yeah? Make this the first priority, yeah? If you're really serious about practice, the first priority is your practice, yeah? So the moment you wake up, you start to practice, yeah? And only then do you wash your face, or you go to the toilet, or you have your breakfast. Don't have the breakfast first, and then want to practice, because that will never, yeah, work out. Yeah? Then you have something else to do, and then you have something else to do. Then the whole morning, yeah? As a practitioner, the first thing is, the first priority, yeah, is practice. Yeah? And then, after that, comes work, yeah? Or looking after the body. Is that understood? Yes, Linda.
Yes, Linda, yes.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
I just want to ask, to be a Sotapan, you have to break the first 3 factors, correct?
Yeah.
But what about in terms of the precept? How tight must the precept be? Because at the moment, we are still full of anger, or we get angry, or we, so our precepts are
No, that has nothing.
tight.
The precept is not harming any living being, huh?
Okay.
Not taking what is not given, no sexual misconduct, no lies or harsh speech, that harms others. Yeah?
But harsh speech.
Yeah.
When we are angry, we sort of lash out.
Yeah, this you shouldn't do. Lash out at yourself.
I know, but
Yes. But this is not, yeah, if it happens once in a while, this is not a hindrance to Sotapan. Yeah? The biggest hindrance to Sotapan is to understand that the body and the chitta are not one and the same thing. Even a Sotapanna is full of kilesas, is still full of hate, yeah? He has not cut down on hate, yeah? And he has not cut down on greed.
Okay.
Yeah?
So there's still hope.
Of course there is hope, yeah? If you practice accordingly.
So it doesn't have to be like 100% tight precept, no?
No. But your samatha has to be 100% tight.
Okay.
And your investigation.
Okay. All right, understand. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
It's just like some of the Germans, had a very strange idea. We have to make sila perfect, before we can even start practicing. Yeah. But they don't remember that Sila, Samadhi, Panya are 3 columns, that have to be evenly raised. Yeah? I mean, without sati, you don't see how you break the silas. Huh? Without panya, you don't know. You cannot correct anything, and you constantly break the silas. How can you perfect the silas without sati and panya? Without samadhi and panya? And some people say, oh, I don't need the silas, I just practice samadhi. You cannot practice samadhi without the silas. And you cannot develop panya without the silas. They all 3 belong together. And a lot of people have these strange ideas. I mean, I only do panya. This is not panya, this is just thinking. I mean, we have been trained to think, since our birth, but we haven't been enlightened through our thinking. Understood? So, I mean, make it the first priority. I mean, the moment you wake up, the first thing is your Buddha or your breath. And then you sit down, for at least half an hour or 45 minutes before you do anything else. Because the moment you do something, your thoughts and memories are coming in, and then you go on, you fall in your rhythm. That's not good. So you break it, and you break after sleep, and all the dreams that, you just shut up, you chase them out, and only stay with the Buddha and only stay with the breath. And then you have a clear mind. And then, with sati you do the next thing. But don't think about, the 10 next things. Just do the next thing. And then have a moment of breath, and then see, what is the next thing to do. Otherwise, I mean, nothing changes in our life if we just go on the same, the same treaded path that we treaded all our life, So our practice is the important thing, and it is especially, in these times, for the last 2 years, but now, also with the war in Ukraine, I mean, it is important for us, There are other things are coming up, and we don't know, And we have to be able, to be able to deal with fear, It doesn't matter if it is fear of death, or fear of war, or fear of suppression, or fear of sickness, or anything, Fear is a kilesa, remember that. And it comes from thoughts and memories, And then look at the thoughts and memories that create this fear, And then get rid of them. A person who is constantly doing Buddha or observing his breath, he's not afraid of anything. Even when death is coming, even if he knows that death is coming, I mean, what should he be afraid of? We are constantly in the future, and we are constantly in the past, I mean, that's why we are never in the present moment. In the present moment, there is just this thing happening, And we cannot think 10 steps ahead, what is happening within the next 10 moments, We are just here in this one moment, and there we have the decision, And if our mind is clear, then we can make the right decision. But if our mind is loaded with thoughts and memories, I mean, we always make the wrong decision. And that's why we always make the same mistakes over and over and over again. We don't learn from our mistakes. Understood?
Luang Por, sometimes when the mind gets really calm, like very, very quiet, suddenly the fear arises. Like,
that is a different fear.
You don't let it jump in, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Then suddenly you just feel, don't know what to do. I mean,
you have to prepare yourself. Before you do samadhi, you have to prepare yourself. I mean, remember the times when you were a little child, and you were afraid when the mother went out of the room and closed the light, you were afraid of the dark, and sometimes you were even afraid that you didn't wake up, And this kind of fear is the same thing that when we enter samadhi, It is the fear, it is the fear of death, I mean, you have to overcome it gradually, each time you practice samadhi, and you get calm, say, let's see what is happening. Let's see what is left over. Everything around us can die. And that especially happens in Appana Samadhi. The whole world disappears. Yeah? The first thing is our body starts to disappear. First the feet, then the hands and the arms, and then the head, then even the head, until only the heart area, and then this disappears, and then the whole world disappears. Yeah, yeah. But there is something left, and this is what we have to hold on to. This is what we have to jump into, and then we can reach Appana Samadhi, and then we can see, that all the things, that we live in today, is nothing else than a delusion made of thoughts, memories, feelings, and so on. Yeah? Because when we come back out of Appana Samadhi, we don't know who we are, we don't know where we are, we don't know what we are doing, yeah? If we have been long enough. So, then the memory starts coming back, and until, it takes, if you've been long enough, it takes a few minutes, until you realize who you are, what you are, and why you're doing it. Yeah? And then you see this whole world is built on this, on these 5 khandhas. Yeah? It's just like people. It is just like people dive into a video game and completely get consumed by this video game. They don't realize what is going out. Yeah? Going on around them, yeah?
Okay.
And the younger people should know that, yeah, who play video games, yeah, constantly on their phones, yeah? Okay?
Okay. And one last question. Sometimes when you get really calm, there's this tendency to want to get out of meditation.
Yes.
Is that common? Kilesa?
Yes.
Because I find that many times
yes.
when I'm really calm, I just think, okay, let's get out, that's it, finish.
Yeah, that's where you have to counteract that thought, yeah? Huh?
I know, but I haven't,
It happened to me so often, yeah? And sometimes I even didn't know why, the moment I got up, I said, what happened, yeah? Why did I get up, yeah? Yeah. And then I trained myself, when I had the thought to get up, then I said, okay, now I continue. And then it is tough.
Yeah, it is very tough.
Yeah. And then you overcome, you have to fight, you have to battle for 15 or 20 minutes, and then it gets calm again.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Lupo. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you soon. And take this old man with you, yeah? Huh? Tell him there's nothing to fear of than your own karma. Okay, so other questions?
Yeah, I think Eric, you can unmute yourself. Okay, thank you. Thank you, moderator. Good evening to Ajahn Martin. My question is, relating to what Ajahn just said, you have nothing to fear but your own karma. So my question is, what if there is some external factor, a poison, that poison your body and make poison the mind and make the mind go insane, crazy? Because the Buddha said the mind is the forerunner of all steps.
Yeah.
So if a person go crazy from taking a poison,
from what?
Taking poison.
Do you understand that?
Poison.
And then the mind goes insane. So
Poison.
will that cause
poison or from poison?
Yeah. And will that cause the person to be reborn in a woeful plane because of his crazy mind? And
I mean, it has nothing to do with the crazy mind, I don't think that there's a poison, that makes the mind crazy, yeah? I mean...
yes, there is. Yes, the poison that I'm talking about is the vaccine. The vaccine, from what I hear, will make people go crazy and they will want to...
No. The vaccine itself is I mean, It might be poisonous, I mean, it's certainly not healthy, yeah? But it doesn't make the mind crazy. What makes the mind crazy is thought, yeah? If I have an idea that, for instance, the vaccine is poisonous, and it makes me crazy, then it will make me crazy. But if I don't have that thought, it won't make me crazy. But there might be some side effects, some people die because they take the vaccine, yeah? I mean, it happened here, a person, who worked out every day, he got the shot, and in the evening he was dead, yeah? Huh? It does happen, yeah? No, it depends on your, it also depends on your karma. But you don't get crazy because of, of something, of some food, or, you will die because of some poison, yeah? But you don't get crazy. The mind and the body are two different things, yeah? How the mind reacts to the situation of the body, when he is afraid of, the condition of the body, that can make him crazy. But a person who is crazy is a person who cannot stop thinking. So a practitioner who always knows how to stop thinking by doing Buddha, Buddha, Buddha cannot become crazy. You understand that?
Yes, I understand.
So you have to separate. You really have to separate out the body and the mind. Yeah? Of course, the mind is affected by the body. But the body cannot make the mind go crazy. Yeah? It is always the mind that makes itself crazy, through thoughts, through memories, and through feelings and whatever. Yeah.
But because this vaccine, they said we have the technology for the people to input thoughts and vision into your head.
No.
So they.
No. I mean, I read a lot about it, but I didn't read that. These are some ideas. Yes, I know some people say these things, but there's no proof to it. Nah? When I look at somebody, who says something like that, then I look at the proof. If he doesn't give me proof, I don't believe it. Nah? There must be some proof, there must be some cases, there must be a clinical study. Yeah? And if there is no clinical study, just like with the masks, there is some clinical studies. With the vaccines, there are clinical studies. Yeah? They are slowly opened up now by Pfizer, because they were forced to do that. Yeah? So, and it shows, they did quite a lot of, mismanagement in the trials. Yeah? But nothing, this cannot. It is impossible. Nah? The chitta itself, the thoughts are within the chitta. It uses the brain, to formulate these, thoughts, and it uses, it is just like, you say your computer makes you crazy, It's a user, who gets crazy with his computer, Even if the computer displays a lot of, crazy images, the user doesn't have to look at it, You understand that? The mind, chitta is it is a forerunner, And if you don't have control over your mind, then yes, you can take far away, into all sorts of ideas, I'm very skeptical about the vaccine, but what you said, there's no evidence for that.
Oh yes, there is the military. They conducted a experiment. So they have two people in two separate rooms. One is playing a video game one is playing the video game with the mind to move here and to move there.
Yeah.
But the other person is not watching the TV, not looking at the screen, by holding the game controller. So the person with the visual is thinking and then is controlling the arms for the other person to move the game, to move the player. So that's how they're able to mind control the other person.
Yeah, but that is the reaction of the mind to the input. Yeah? Of course, a person, who is very gullible to all these things, that come from outside, he's much more affected by a person who is strong inside, He's not affected by anything. Of course there is brainwashing, and, all everywhere where you look now, in most of the countries, people are brainwashed, yeah?
Okay.
But it's their own decision to be brainwashed, yeah? I mean, because they are too lazy to use their thoughts, to critical thinking, to investigate, yeah? They just believe what, whatever people say, what the newspapers say or what the government say, yeah?
Okay.
So they are responsible, it is not what, yeah? Of course, I mean, how does advertisement work, I mean, they study the psychology of people for what they what they fall for, yeah? And that's how advertisement works, yeah? But if a person, said, so what? This advertisement doesn't work on that person. So he's in control of himself, yeah? But the others are not. Because they have never, they have never gone above the level of knowing what they are doing, why they are doing, and what the result of their action is. This is a person who is mindful, or this is a person who has sati, yeah?
Okay, so that means if the person who took the vaccine, it doesn't matter whether he took the vaccine or not. If he is going to die, his karma is going to die, then he's going to die either way, taking the vaccine or not taking the vaccine. Am I correct to say that? I mean, either going to die or going to suffer handicap from the vaccine. It's going to happen to him, either he took it or not, or it won't happen to him whether he took it or not, because this
is not so easy to answer, because I only have a very limited understanding. I mean, you can say about yes, yeah, but not in every case, yeah. I mean, the Lord Buddha said, I mean, not everything is direct by karma, yeah. There are chances, yeah, and it might be a chance, but I cannot comment about this, yeah. I mean, I have only a very crude understanding, very basic understanding of how karma works, yeah, because I observed myself and I observed my own karma and I observed my own reactions, yeah. But this is difficult to answer, yeah. But about it is right, yeah. I mean, if somebody, if somebody takes the vaccine, maybe he dies a few years, yeah, earlier, yeah. This can always happen, yeah. And if he didn't have the vaccine, he would die, a few years later, yeah. Or he dies a few years later, because he didn't take the vaccine, or he takes the vaccine, And there are people that help, yeah. I mean, one man's poison is the other man's medicine. I mean, you're Asian. You have to understand this, yeah. This truth in this, yeah. Not every sickness can be cured by the same medicine, yeah. And not every medicine, helps the people, yeah. Some people, are helped, and other people die from it, yeah. This is also something you have to understand. So everybody has to understand the nature of his own body, what is good for him, yeah? Not just believe, what other people say. Right? See, experience, test it out, on yourself, or sometimes you even know, no, this is not good for me, yeah? And then you don't take it, yeah?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah. Remember this, one man's poison is the other man's medicine, and the other man's medicine is another man's poison. If you remember this well, I mean, be careful, yeah?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for you to come. Sadhu, sadhu. The sadhu must come to Wat Pu Khongtong, nah? Okay, any more? Otherwise, then I ask some questions here. If there are some questions here, now you can ask, yeah? Nah, Yokmani, huh? Winnie, huh? Sunanda, huh? Emily, huh? People don't practice, if they don't practice, they don't have questions, huh?
I have a question.
Okay?
I was listening to an MP3 talk.
What?
I was listening to an MP3 talk.
MP3.
Yeah?
And you mentioned while doing anapanasati, you have a tendency to control the breath.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned it took you an year to get rid of that controlling tendency.
Yeah.
Since I started anapana practice, I also feel the same.
Yeah.
I know I am controlling, but I don't know how not to control.
The moment you see that you're controlling, relax. Just tell yourself relax. And then look at the body, relax, yeah? And then go on, yeah? And the next time you feel it controlling, relax, yeah?
Okay.
That's the way. Or just take putto, yeah? Put with breathing in and draw with breathing out, yeah? And take this, yeah? But this is the way how I overcome. But it takes some time, yeah?
Okay.
It doesn't go within a week or 2 weeks, yeah? Yeah. It took me, months, or maybe even a year or 2 years, before I could freely breathe. And it is so different. Yeah? I mean, we normally freely breathe when we do some other work, Yeah? The moment we start meditating, we control it, No, the breath has to be calm. No, the breath has to be this. No, the breath has to be that, yeah? No. The moment you feel this thought or you see this thought coming up, you have to counteract it, yeah? Say no. First say no and then relax, And then it gets more and more subtle, and then you see you breathe more freely, yeah? And we observe the breath, yeah? That's, I mean, I told you, how to learn how to observe, observe the animals, yeah? Be it ants, or be it the garok, be it the squirrels and so on, I mean, just observe it, or the birds, yeah? You can't control them, but you can observe them and know exactly at every moment what they are doing. Why can't you do that with your breath? Huh? Because you think you are the breath. No. Okay, so another question.
In this Q&A, Ajahn mentioned from the heart and from the mind.
Yeah.
When we were studying Abhidhamma, Ajahn, in this heart, how I don't know how to understand when you say from the heart. If we see that mental factors, cetasikas, so
the heart and the mind, are aspects of the chitta, yeah. And the chitta is, is a thing where also the kilesas are in. So I mean, it is very difficult, yeah. I mean, when I talk about the heart, I talk more about the emotion aspect. When I talk about the mind, I think more about the rational aspects, yeah. But it's all aspects of the chitta, yeah. So get to know the chitta and see what is going on in the chitta, and then you can manage it, yeah. You don't have to understand anything, yeah. If you try to understand, that is where you use your mind, your faculties, I mean the brain, yeah, to make some conclusions, yeah. And this is all wrong understanding, yeah. Understanding in the way of the heart or in the way of the chitta is to see something happening. That's how we understand.
Emotion sometimes can be like in the akusala side.
What?
Emotions.
Yeah, can be.
Sometimes can be on the negative side. Like.
Yeah, but emotion is not one of the khandhas. You have to see how emotions start. Emotion is like a avalanche. Huh? You put a stone in the snow and it rolls down. So with the first roll, it takes on some snow. With the next roll, it takes on more snow. And the longer it rolls, the bigger it becomes. And that is called an emotion. Yeah? And it starts, the stone, it can be, yeah? The starting point of an emotion can be something seeing, yeah? and the reaction to what we see, so a thought or a memory, and then a feeling attached to it, and then comes another thought that has a similar feeling attached to it, and then it adds up these feelings, until it becomes an emotion. Thoughts, a thought, always has a slight attachment of feeling to it. A feeling itself doesn't have an attachment because it's a feeling, but it adds up to the feeling. And then comes a memory that is similarly, that has a similar feeling, and then it adds up, just like a avalanche, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, until you think it is an emotion that you cannot hold up, But you can take the stone out, and there's no emotion coming. Or you can interrupt it at any moment, by saying Buddha, 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 and this emotion is gone. Emotion is not one of the khandhas. Feeling is one of the khandhas. It is neutral feeling, positive feeling, or negative feeling. But your reaction to the feeling creates an emotion. And brings up memories, of the same feeling that you had, when you saw this person or that person. Observe it yourself, how did I understand it? I observed what was going on in my heart. That's how I understand all the things that I teach you. Otherwise, I would have to take the suttas, or things that other people said that I may have misunderstood, and teach you the wrong thing. No, I teach you only the things that I really practiced myself and have seen for myself, and have analyzed for myself. And the nice thing about this is, it happens in every person in the same way. And forget about the Abhidhamma, please. So many people, I've seen so many. Yes, we went through school, we went through university, and the only thing, we didn't even realize that we have a body. Because we constantly were up there. And the Abhidhamma is helping us to be up there. The Abhidhamma was for the high-level beings, He didn't teach it to humans. Because only devas have the attention span, have the sati to see these things happening. That's why he taught them to the devas. He didn't teach it to the human beings, but the human beings like to grab hold on because they're thinking all their life. I want to go and take an Abhidhamma. I've seen it so often. Now I'm teaching for how many years? 20 years or something like that. And it's always the people, who are only thinking. Practicing is not about thinking. Practicing is about observing. You understand that? But thinking is easier because we have learned it for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, And that's what we do, that's what we constantly do. And we try to interfere through our thinking. But it's not the same as seeing. What did the Lord Buddha say? Open your eyes and see for yourself. He didn't say, open your mind and think for yourself. Did he say that? Open your eyes and see for yourself. And that is nothing else than observing. Sorry. Sometimes you have to be hard, until the nut is cracked. So, any other question? Lee? No? Okay, then we close, Are there questions from the monks? Probably not. So strive, take the opportunity. This is, really, there are not so many monasteries, even here in Thailand, who really, emphasize practice. Who give you the whole time, except for the morning meal and the afternoon sweep and in the morning, the cleaning the sala, time for practice. It's very difficult to find, And it's also difficult to find monasteries, that give you give you, the university style, that you can practice whenever you feel like practicing. You can practice through the night and sleep during the day, or you can sleep, you can sleep during the night and practice during the day, because there is no common chanting or common sitting and so on. Yeah, that's what makes it for some people. It is more difficult. Yeah, but it is university style. Yeah, practice. Yeah, just like Lumta Mahabodha, it's the same as in Panta. Yeah? Just like Lumta Mahabodha said, yeah, I mean, this is the forest university, yeah. If you want to walk for 12 hours, then walk, yeah. There's nobody hindering you. If you want to sit for 12 hours, then sit, yeah. If you walk for 3 hours, that's fine. Walk for 3 hours and sit for 3 hours, yeah. Or walk for 1 hour or 2 hours and sit for 2 hours, yeah. It is up to you, yeah. There's no common sitting and there's no common chanting, except with one occasion here when the monks chant the Piyadhammo. Then they have to be together, yeah. And he said, Forest University have 4 degrees, yeah. Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anaka, yeah? And Arahant, yeah. But it's tough. I mean, it's the first year at our university. I mean, we were disoriented a little bit, huh? You remember, huh? Can I go? Do I have to go? Can I need? Do I have to read this book? Yeah? Until we get used to the freestyle, yeah? I don't know if it is anymore like this, yeah? I have no idea, but it used to be like this, I mean, in the 70s, 80s, yeah? But you're probably not, you're probably much younger, yeah? It wasn't regulated. That's why I loved, university so much. Yeah? I could take classes, that had nothing to do with my degree. I was just sitting in, listening. Huh? Went to psychology classes, even Afro-American studies, yeah, because I was interested, yeah. Huh? Had nothing to do with my degree. Or art classes, yeah, creating something with your hands, yeah. That was the freedom, at the university, yeah. You could do, whatever you felt like, and you profited from it. Yeah? Not like people, who just, this I have to do, this book I have to read, and outside of this I don't see anything. Yeah? These are called nerds. Yeah? And we have too many of these nerds around here. Yeah? Not here, I'm not talking about the monastery, I'm talking about the West. But if you are a nerd within your practice, I don't mind, yeah? If you only see your practice, and don't see anything else, that is good, yeah? Huh? If you want to be a nerd, be a nerd in your practice. Okay? With this I end the talk, yeah? Huh? Yeah? Oh, you're still here. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, thank you, Tanajan. Yeah, it's a very good session too. So let's all pay respects to Tanajan together. Bye.
Okay, so go and practice, yeah? Not sleeping. Oh, it's so tired. Let's go. Huh? Let the kilesa sleep and practice walk, yeah? Why is Martin smiling?